get a copy of my DD214?
Well, that's a great question because you need the DD214 to qualify for any veteran benefit, including this special pension for aid and attendance benefits. The DD214, for those that aren't in the service or aren't aware, is your discharge paper. It's the official government document that says this is the date that you went in, this is the date that you left, this is how many days of service that you have. This tells us whether you have an honorable or dishonorable discharge. It tells you, what rank you received, what benefits you received. It's a one-pager that basically summarizes your entire history inside the service. And so it's a really important document. It's really important to hang on to the original of that, because when you apply for benefits, that's what they ask for. That's the gold standard of, did you qualify for this particular benefit? The question he's asking is, where can I get mine? Obviously the best answer to that is go to your file folder for your important documents where you stored it.
He asked, could the VA help? And
they may be able to. So there's a couple of things and there's a couple of problems. So, I would start with the VA or with the Veterans Administration. They have a way of searching their database, their documents for those DD214s. The storage facility of those, this is sad, is St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh.
And so, going back World War I, World War II, that facility caught on fire about 20 years ago. And so many of these records were permanently destroyed. If you don't have your copy, the government's copy is missing. Now, it didn't completely destroy all of them, but for a lot of them, it's difficult to get. The other place I would suggest looking is in the courthouse where the veteran was residing at the time that they were discharged. And the reason for that is, when they were discharged, they were given this document, hold on to this, and go file it in your local courthouse, because 50 years from now you may need it and no one's going to know where it is. And they weren't required to do that. They were generally advised to do that, and many of them did. My father's, for instance, relocated it in Gulfport, Mississippi, at the courthouse. Despite the fact that he'd moved several times during life and wasn't real good about keeping up with papers, and we find that frequently. If people can't find or have no idea where their parents' documents are, but they know where the parent were living at the time of discharge, go to that courthouse, and many times it is there. And then the VA will accept a court-stamped DD214 as an original, so that works very well. Each county has a veteran service agent that works at the courthouse that can actually look those documents up for them. So I would call that courthouse where that is, talk to that veterans agent, and see if they can't look up to see is that a filed document. But that'd be your two best options.
All right. Okay. Thanks for your question, Xavier. And he also followed up saying, he said he exited the military for the second time in '92 and having major issues obtaining the...
Well, he's fortunate enough in '92, it's probably digitized. So I would, the fire is not going to likely be an issue there for someone that recent. It's these World War II veterans that we're having, and some of the Korean veterans that we're having really trouble getting their original documents.
Isabel replied to him saying, complete an SF-180. Is that?
Yeah, it's a request for those military documents.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.